Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be Embrace Your Inner Alpha. Well, I've got two emails to go through with you. The first one is just a quick thank you from a guy who's actually, his sister was the one that insisted that he needed to read my book and change his ways because she was pretty much disgusted by the way he behaved with women. And the second email is from a guy who said he was really successful with women when he was in his 20s. He hooked up a lot of different girls, but it's like as he got older, he's like, I don't know what happened. It's like he said for basically the last decade, he's been an absolute miserable failure with women. And so he started following my work, read my book, started applying it, and he shares a success story of how he was able to seduce this woman that had friend-zoned him previously, because I guess apparently things weren't working out with her current boyfriend, and she reached out, and he knew exactly what to do and how to handle the situation. So he details what he did and said, and he also talks about how this woman's ex-boyfriend literally drove her not only into his arms, but right into his bed. And you can imagine a 10-year pussy embargo, if you will, when you go from having success when you're younger and then you don't understand what you were doing or why you were successful, and he's able to get that back. I mean, it's like that's a decade of your life, man. That's like a lost decade, and that's brutal. It's like one of the worst things in the world as a man is to feel like you can't get the kind of women that you really want, not only to date you, but to fall in love with you and have a great relationship. It's the worst thing in the world. You don't feel like a man. I remember what it used to be like. My 20s it was so damn frustrating. Every time I went out with a woman that I really liked, I get 2-3 dates, and then boom. And nobody could ever explain to me what the fuck was the reason and why, what was happening. And because of the beliefs I had about myself and the way I looked at myself, you tell yourself things like, well, like, you're just not good looking, or oh, you're not smart enough, or you're not charming enough, or you just don't have a good enough personality, or well, just girls don't like me. And these are the kinds of things that we tell ourselves, and we have things like that run around in our minds. And really all it is our strategy sucks. The way we're approaching our personal life just simply sucks. So I've got those two I'm going to go through with you. I've got a quote. Before I get into the quote, I got an announcement to make. And the audiobook is finally available. It's available on Amazon at the iTunes store. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, and there's the link underneath the video where you click show more. Every video has that link. That'll take you right to Amazon. What's cool about Audible on Amazon is that if you sign up for their membership, you get I think it's one book a month free on the Audible membership. So you not only will you get my book for free, but you get additional one, I think it is, for free as well. And so if you like doing audiobooks, it's really a great plan that they have for doing that. Or you can pay, depending on the service it is. I've seen prices anywhere from $15 to $20 is what and I have no control over the price. It's basically I uploaded it to Amazon, and they pretty much have a monopoly in the market. It's also available on iTunes as well, which Amazon has that. So if you're an iTunes person and you want to listen to the audio on iTunes, you can do that. You can just go to iTunes and Google my name, Corey Wayne, and it'll come up. And you can also go to Amazon and Google my name as well and find that there, or click on any one of the numerous links that there are they'll take you back to that. So I'm going to go through the quote that I wrote for this particular email and then get into the first guy's little success story. When you realize and accept the fact that everyone you love and everything you build in this life will turn to dust at some point, you become aware that you have nothing to lose, since you are guaranteed to lose it all anyway. You can choose to toil away, trading dollars for your time to pay your bills, or you can focus on designing your dream life. You must spend your time doing something to earn a living, but you should have a purpose that gives meaning to your life. It makes no sense at all to spend your time doing something that you don't enjoy, except when it is a temporary means to an end. Unsuccessful people are simply trying to get through the work week so they can have a little escape from their crappy lives on the weekends. Successful people spend their time in a directed, focused, purposeful, passionate pursuit of an emotionally compelling vision they have a burning desire to achieve. We were born in this world to be magnificent and to enjoy the gift of our lives, not to simply exist and be a useless eater or consumer to pass the time. So with that said, let's go through the first guy's little success story. He says, "Dude, you have saved my life with your advice. I was the ultimate pussy with girls until I started watching your videos. I have your book, and I wanted to throw you a quick thank you." Well, I always appreciate donations, and if you're so inclined, you can do it on my YouTube channel, or you can go to my website and just click the donate button, which is at the bottom of your screen on any page, and donate whatever you feel the value that I've added is worth. "I feel like a man for the first time since my divorce. My sister was so put off by how I deal with girls that she found you and made me watch. I wish I had done this sooner. Dude, your sister is fucking awesome. You better give her a hug and a kiss and tell her that you thank her and that you love the shit out of her, because she fucking hooked you up, dude." Again, thanks for the donation, and thanks for the fact that you just learned this stuff and you're applying it and you're getting the results. I mean, because you think about, like I was talking about in the beginning of the video, as a man, especially when it comes to women, not being able to date the kind of women you want, not being able to have the kind of relationships you want with the kind of women you want, it's incredibly frustrating as a man. And think of, what does that do to a guy? It makes you angry and it makes you fearful. And so when guys read this stuff and they start applying it and they start succeeding, they go from being angry and fearful and pissed off to being happy, peaceful, and relaxed. And the world definitely needs a lot more people who are in a peaceful and relaxed state, because it is full of fucking miserable assholes. We all know, because we have to deal with them. They cut us off in traffic, driving along, mind your own business. Some dude pulls up next to you and he's giving you the finger and you have no idea why, and it's just, they're everywhere. So one person at a time, we're all making this a happier world. So let's go to the second guy's email. He says, "Hey, Coach Corey, this is not a question. I just wanted to share a quick success story with you. I'm 40, an EMT in San Francisco, and I own a real estate business on the side. I'm good on paper, yet for the past 10 years, I've been a complete failure with women." It's like a decade-long pussy embargo. It's fucking brutal, dude. "I would meet women, go out on a few dates, then things would go nowhere. Now I know why, because I was trying to be Mr. Romantic. The part that bothers me the most is that when I was in my 20s, I was very confident. I met lots of women, I had lots of sex, and I enjoyed myself fully. Knowing that I possess my inner alpha male, yet not knowing or not being able to find him has really been pissing me off for many years now." It's like just what I was talking about a minute ago. I mean, think about it. Guys that are struggling with that are not getting the kind of success in their personal life that they want, even in their career when it comes to money. What's the natural result of that? You get pissed off, you get angry, you get fearful, and you get envious and jealous of other people that you perceive have something that you want, because you feel like you got a raw deal or you got dealt a shitty hand of cards in life. And what it really boils down to is just your strategy sucks. You change your strategy, obviously by reading my book or the audio book that's now available on audible.com and iTunes and Amazon and many other places. And it changes your life, because it's like I remember when the first time, like I wrote about this in my book, the first woman I was 31, 32 years old. And that was the first time in my life I felt like I finally was with somebody that I felt I deserved to be with. The caliber of woman that when I walked around with her in my arm, I was content with what I had. Even when you're with a beautiful woman, you're always going to find other women attractive, but it wasn't the type of thing where you feel like you're missing out. Like, oh, that girl's hotter than mine, or she's got a better body than my girl, or she's got a better personality. I was totally content. And that made me feel peaceful. It made me feel relaxed. It helped my business grow. And it's just like I felt finally like literally chains had been pulled off of me, and I was no longer held back. And the thing that made me chuckle about all that time was looking inward and just laughing at the whole thing, just thinking, it's really not that big a deal when you experience it, because all it is really is a mind fuck. And it's a mind fuck that you created. We all create these little mental prisons for ourselves with the stories that we tell ourselves. It's like one of the things that Tony Robbins says. The reason why most people don't have the things they want in their lives or the kind of people they want in their lives is the story they tell themselves about why they can't have it. And my book teaches step-by-step strategy of what the inner alpha is like, what an alpha male is like, what he does and says, how he acts, how he behaves, how he responds to certain things. So you have a consistent way of behaving and acting that is naturally aligned with your masculine essence. So it comes off as being natural and it feels right. Plus, it doesn't require a lot of effort, which is even another great side benefit of that. Life really is supposed to be simple. It's just we tend to make it complicated because of all the bullshit that we've been taught our whole lives. He says, it's like I was a Major League Baseball player that I'd been demoted to the minors and I couldn't figure out how to get back to the big leagues. Well, I'll tell you what, coming from a place where I spent my whole life from the time I was 18 until I got into my mid-30s. I mean, I literally was working at my career, my business to get to the pinnacle for like 15 years of my life. And then to just give all that up, to quit, to get out of the business and take every penny I had and sink it into this new business. And it took way longer than I thought it was going to. It took way longer to figure out my business model. It took way more money than I thought it was going to. That was fucking frustrating. It really sucks to get used to flying first class and staying in all the 5-star hotels, having all the nice cars, being able to go in a car dealership and just buy the most expensive thing they got with all the options and not bat a fucking eyelash at it, to being worried about driving your car because you're afraid the more miles you put on, something else is going to break and it's going to cost you $1,000 or $2,000 and sleeping on your fucking dad's couch. And that being your choice, like Wayne Dyer says, my best thinking got me to that place. Wherever you are in life, your best thinking got you to where you are. And it's like knowing that it's like I didn't feel any different as a person. It's just the money that I used to make, it wasn't there anymore. And at the end of the day, it's not that money makes you happy, but it gives you choices. And quite frankly, it's nice having fucking choices. And we all deserve to have that. It's just a matter of applying ourselves in a directed, focused way, diligently, passionately, day in and day out, week after week, month after month, year after year. It's like it's like one of the things that Ray Lewis said. Grinding is my rest. And for those of you that are NFL football fans, you'll know who Ray Lewis is. If you don't know who he is, Google his name. The guy he did amazing things when he was in the NFL, and he had a really long career, because the average person that plays in the NFL, I think it's like 3 to 4 years is what the average person tends to play. Most people think, oh, you played in the NFL and everybody's a millionaire. It's like, no, that's not the case. Very few players on a team get those really big, huge contracts. And the ones that really do, the guys like Deion Sanders or the Jerry Rices or the Joe Montanas or the Tom Bradys, their level of preparation and passion for the game is just way bigger than everybody else that they're competing against. And that's why they accomplish really amazing things, because they're so focused and they outwork and they out-hustle everybody else. After watching your videos and reading your book 2 times now, I realized where I had been going wrong, and I set out to see if I could get my swing back. Getting to the point here, there was a woman that friend-zoned me about a year ago that I see at the gym a few times a week. We mostly just talk before our workouts and text on occasion. Last week, she was having guy problems, and she texted me on a Friday afternoon to say hi. It's never just to say hi. But women aren't going to come out and tell you the real reason. They're just going to be like, hey, what are you doing? It's just like it's a fishing expedition. Where's the? Because you're the man. You're supposed to know what to do. Your job as a man is to create an opportunity for sex to happen, not create a relationship. Because a relationship is a woman's department. When she's in love and she's bonded and connected with you over the course of several months and half a dozen days or a dozen dates or so, and she feels emotionally ready, then she's going to want to be exclusive and have you all to herself. But that's where the guy really just needs to focus on hanging out, having fun, and hooking up. Leave all the rest of the bullshit. It's just not important. Because at the end of the day, if you can't hang out, have fun, and hook up with a girl, no strings attached, and it be easy and effortless, she's never going to want to get into a relationship with you. He said, I said, hey, what's up? Sorry your guy is being a pain. Come over to my place and bring a bottle of wine. He says, where have I heard that, LOL? I don't know. It's kind of a quinky dink. I think I've heard that before too. She jumped on it and came over wearing a nice, tight little outfit. And this is one of the reasons why you don't burn a bridge. You don't get pissed off at a woman when she friend zones you. So you got to look at it and say, you know what? More than likely, I did something to fuck that up. So let me fill in my knowledge gap. Let me work on that. Let me work on those rough edges. Let me figure that shit out. Let me date. And if she ever becomes single, if I've left the door open, you never know. She may reach out and I may get a second chance. And that's what happened here with this particular dude. He sees her. He's friendly with her. He's not a dick to her. And because of that, she reached out. After reading your material, I was feeling alpha again, like my old self. And that's your natural self. You were born that way when you came into this world. And I was really attracted to her sexy gym body. Yes, I know. One of my former girlfriends was a Miss Figure. Fucking perfect. As she was talking about her guy problems and drinking her wine next to me, she was flirting a little as well. See, he knew what to look for. He knew what signs to look for. And when the signs are there, that's when you make your physical moves. And you don't have to worry about getting rejected when you know what to look for. Just most guys don't do that, and they're so impatient, they're so focused on themselves and what they're going to get, and when they spring the relationship topic on them, instead of just hanging out, having fun, and hooking up. I could see she was giving me all the signs. At one point, I was overcome by her sexiness, and I said, well, you tell this guy the next time you see him to move over, little dog, because the big dog is moving in. Her response was amazing, primal almost. She completely melted in front of me. Her head dropped. She had a dirty smile on her face, and she was 100% submissive to me. It's like all those little indicators of interest. It's like, but as a man, you have to know what that means. And women, they don't want to fucking teach you. They want you just to get it. Because they want to live in the moment. They want to enjoy the emotions. They want to be swept up in the love story. They don't want to be giving out fucking instructions like a teacher in a class. They want to enjoy the experience. And if they're trying to teach you how to be a man, they can't enjoy the experience. The whole night, while we were talking and having wine, this guy kept texting her and being a complete fool. Literally just drives her right into your arms in your bed. He was trying to get her to come to his place that night, but by acting weak and immature, he drove her straight into the bed of an alpha. What he feared, he attracted. I'm back in the big leagues now. Thanks, coach. Well, dude, that's an awesome fucking success story. Congratulations to you. I am glad the pussy embargo has been lifted in your life, and you're feeling like your old self again. This is your birthright. You're supposed to feel this way. Life is supposed to be awesome. It's not supposed to suck all the time. I mean, sometimes it's going to suck, and there's nothing you can do about it. But if you know what you're doing, and you have good strategies, eventually you will fucking get there. It's not a matter of hope. It is simply a matter of time. And so if you'd like to get my help personally, go to my website, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and follow the instructions on my website for booking whichever coaching option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.